What's up, world? It's me, Nez. Welcome to Nez Telly. And today I want to talk about receiving social media sense. Now, I'm going to tell a story first before I tell you guys about this. About 4 years ago, while I gave birth to my daughter, I had a heart episode. Like, literally, I thought I was going to die kind of episode. And what that meant was that for a long period of time, I had to sit still and not get around as much, even though I was still caring for my daughter. But I literally couldn't physically, get up and do things as much as possible. So that meant a lot of idle times. Now, mind you, at this time, I didn't have a healthy reading habits. I said it before, my reading habits, I literally decided to start reading well just last year. That's 2019. So at this point I wasn't reading as much, so I didn't know. What I did a lot of was scrolling through phones. That was during the BB time. But what happened was I realized after a few months I was easily anxious, easily panicked, and I would feel very sad a lot of times. Now, I will give people that are in Lagos, I would give a bit of a background. I don't know if you can remember the time when I think fuel situation got so bad that some banks had actually sent out notices saying that they were going to have to shut down their banks. They're not going to be able to open because there was no fuel to power the banks, and even a radio station at that point in Lagos. So if you're in Lagos at that time, you understand what was happening. So it's like a lot of things were happening out there that were bothering me, but the things I was reading were bothering me more. I don't know how to explain it. This noisemaker. So my laptop is here, by the way. So that was a problem. So it took time. Okay, first of all, there's something about being aware of yourself. So when I started realizing, okay, I was suddenly being this way a lot, I was being very negative. Like, I always just found it hard to believe the best in things, and I was always panicking. When I realized that had happened, I decided to find out what the problem was, and then I realized that the issue was that I was absorbing too much of everything that I saw on social media as facts. Once or twice, I started doing a bit of read up. Like, if I heard a particular story of something that happened, I'll try to read up to see more about what that's about, and you'd realize that it will fade into nothing, or you just realize that the story is such a fake story, it's not even true. So that's where I came up with the idea of receiving social media sense. Now, the way I work with social media, like, I love social media, by the way. Like, social media, we're here on social media right now, and the thing is that I had decided that what I absorb on social media, especially when it comes to what we call news, we have to become very, very careful. I had to become very, very careful. So that's what I did. I became very careful with things I heard, especially the broadcasts. All of us are on WhatsApp. We know what broadcast is about. You hear WhatsApp, they say if you pick up this number, you will die. How somebody knew that somebody picked number and died remains a mystery to me. But those kind of things have a way of making you feel stressed. They have a way of making your mind constantly feel like something is wrong. I don't know if you might be willing to accept it, but if you're a little more aware of yourself, you realize that that's the issue. So this particular video, I want to talk about separating facts from fiction. What I used to do was, or what I still do actually, is that if I hear a particular news and it bothers me, personally, it bothers me. Okay, I would say, first of all, things like broadcasting, I would ask that you refrain from broadcasting. Okay, here's how I see social media. You are responsible for yourself personally when it comes to your mind, your emotions, your well-being, your heart. Do you understand? The things that you take in, you are responsible for it. So you have to take care of yourself socially, social medially. There's such a thing. That's number one. Then number two, you are responsible for others. If you hear a news that is bad and you cannot verify, that's one thing you need to do, verify. If you cannot verify, you're not sure, you want to not spread it because you don't want to spread panic. Simple. Some people, that is our handwork. Some people were so emotional. Horrible thing happened. Spread, let everybody know. And then you will do small research and realize that is a total lie. Now, according to my own, using my own statistics, I didn't see this anywhere. I'm talking about what I've read, looking at the things that that when I see broadcasts and I read and all that, 2% of most of the broadcasts you read are real. Like 100% real, true. Like 80% are distortions. That's their exaggerations. So somebody can take up a line of the truth and then write a whole story on it and make it sound like all of them are the same. Write a whole body of story on it and then put it and tell you, this is what happened. It's like, an exaggeration is okay. Those of us that stay in Lagos, again, sorry, I'm in Lagos, I stay around Allen. So you say people are fighting at Allen, so I run home and I come and tell somebody, they're fighting at Allen, don't go outside. Somebody asked the person that I tell Obi, they're fighting at Allen, don't go to Obi, don't go to Allen. No. Mike asks Obi, what did she say? Mike will say, I hear say they shoot gun for there. They've blown bomb there. In short, there's fire everywhere. The whole of Allen, not the junction. The whole of Allen right now, if you go there now, you can die. That's an exaggeration. Now, but these things are written down. Chimamanda once said something, which I have a link to her saying that, where she said that she finds it sad that Nigerians just take things that are written. Once it is written down, especially on social media, we see it as facts. All we need to do is to do just a little bit of research. So here's how I go about it. I'm about to tell you about how I go about receiving my social media sense when it comes to separating facts from fiction. First of all, you get a text, a broadcast. That's what we call it. You get a broadcast, a text. Okay, like now I want to use one that I read somewhere. Somebody very educated, wonderful, sent it to me on the Okada ban in Lagos. Charlie Boy had some things to say, and I mentioned this because it was something that bothered me. Emergency. Okay, I don't want to read the whole thing because it's very long, but basically what the body of this text says is that Charlie Boy said that he supported the ban, and that he says this because a lot of the Okada people that he knows now, that he sees now, he doesn't know them and they don't know him. That before a lot of these ones came in, that he could tell about half of them, but now he can't. And then he went on talking to some chairman, a Hausa chairman in a particular, a Hausa chairman friend of the Okada people. That's the chairman of the Okada people. He went to talk to the guy. The guy said that a lot of them are Shiite members and other Muslim radicals, and they're like 2 to 3. That they pray differently. They're not like the regular Muslims, so they are different. And so basically, he said that we should be vigilant, and in the end, it ends with may God's protection never depart from our household. Wahala deal. Now, and one of the major things I used to flag a possibly false broadcast is when it ends with those kind of emotional statements. God help us, wahala deal. I'm always like, the person that wrote this is likely not the original person. So yeah, this aeroplane, you need to just leave me alone. So anyway, okay, wait, okay, I'm back, I'm serious. Okay, so what you want to do is, first of all, you go to social media. Now, when you go to social media, there are some reliable blogs that will tell you the truth. Now, contrary to what a lot of people tend to believe on the streets, a lot of blogs in Nigeria are lazy. Like, in short, call it shade. I'm throwing shade, call it that. But to me, I'm just telling the truth. A lot of Nigerian bloggers are lazy. In fact, it surprises me that some old media, that's when I say old media, I'm talking about like newspapers, TVs, their blog sites are pretty much the same these days. They just go on and post things without doing any form of research. Once, as you got it on WhatsApp, then they got it on WhatsApp. They'll got it on WhatsApp and put it on front page on their blog and say, this is the truth. So you don't want to believe those guys either. But I always just do a Google search to see how much dust it has gathered. That's if you check the front page, I notice that 6 to 7 great blogs. That's when I say great blogs. There's some, but I mean, you know them now. There's some that not. I don't know. There's some that when you hear their name, like which one is this one supposed to be? There's some that you know. Do you understand? Especially those that started like way back. Some of those older blogs. Those ones, like 4 or 5 of them are carrying the same story. Then there may be some truth to it. But no, you don't carry the story yet until you're absolutely sure. So I was like, okay, fine. This was saying that it happened. That's good. So I went to Charlie Boy's Instagram account, right? Because I know he's he's an artist. He takes a lot of interesting pictures talking about political stuff, and he's always talking about his family and his wife and all that. So he takes a lot of pictures. I was like, okay, maybe that's why he talked about it, and somebody just wrote it as a manuscript or as a transcript, sorry, and typed it. Because it made it sound like he was talking. That's what the text that I just read to you, that what it sounded like. Did they tell me, say me, I text out, tell them, just. And so it looked like he was saying it to somebody, and somebody put a transcript down. So I went to this thing, Area Father, that's his whatever on Instagram, in case you want to follow him. Meanwhile, he's not verified. How is Instagram not verifying Area Father? I don't get it. Like, that man should be verified like this. Should be verified like 5 checks by now, not 1. 5. Anyway, so he's not verified, but you can go there and you can find him. I went there and lo and behold, he wasn't there. So then I now went to Facebook. He has a beautiful fan page, very active. Apparently it seems more active when it comes to his talks on, the politics and his activism. It's it's stronger at Facebook, and there and also the text message. Now, in addition to that, I saw I think it's called Wake Up on TVC. It's a program called Wake Up, Morning Wake Up, something like that on TVC, where he talked about it. He just mentioned it like in a three minutes into the video. It's available on YouTube. You can check it out. Find him on Facebook too. It's easy to find. You click it, check it, 5 minutes. You just said that he said it before, that these people, he doesn't know them, they don't know him, and they're very funny looking people. That's what he said about the band. So using that, the research that I just did to separate fact from fiction, I've realized that this is a fact. He actually did say this. And Charlie Boy is somebody that you want to trust when it comes. He doesn't make up stories. He doesn't just do things to create attention. He doesn't just talk to spread, to gather clout. Do you understand? More often than not, he means what he says and says what he means. So him saying this means that, okay, fine, is the ban is a valid thing to do, because apparently for security reasons everything is not as it should be. So it makes sense that they ban the Okada, because a lot of people may not be who they seem. So yes, it is correct. So yes, that is me and how I start taking care of social media this thing. Now, if you think that this is too much work to do before you pass along a broadcast, then maybe you have no business passing along the broadcast, because like I said, you're responsible for yourself. Responsibility for yourself means that you have to be sure that what you're saying is true. That's number one. So that way you will know whether you should believe it or not. Passing it along is making sure that you're not responsible for causing panic in other people's lives. People are going through things. For God's sake, like 3 or 4 years ago, it became more rampant in Lagos that people were parking their cars on the bridge, and jumping over into the lagoon. Do you understand? You don't want to be the reason for that. Just because we're on social media and we're not touching each other doesn't mean that you are not a source of, do you understand? So you need to, don't be a source of anxiety, don't be a source of panic, don't be a source of depression in people. A lot of people are going through things. Do not come and add to that. People are already looking for reasons not to live out here. Don't come and add to them. That's basically what this is about. You get. So separate facts from fiction. Why am I saying fiction? From facts from fiction. Then decide whether it is worth passing along or not. But if you think that this is too much work to do, then please do not pass it along. That's all I gotta say. Thank you so much for watching this telly. Don't forget to share with everybody you know. We need to get social media. We need to all receive social media sense. So yes, don't forget to share to everybody so that we can all receive social media sense. And then of course, comment down there if you have any social media conversation that you've ever had, or something that you saw that you thought was so true until you went. Because there are several. I can tell you several that I've looked at and I'm like, in the end, it's a lie. This is not even possible. From when I heard of a bombing somewhere and I asked someone that lived there, the person said, I didn't hear anything, I don't know anything you're talking about. The one that happened recently was a video that was sent to my king, and my king was like, this happened in Imo State, blah blah blah, and it turned out that that video was a video from 2014, 2020, 6 years ago. The person had come and carried it as reality. The person that carried it thinks he's carrying something that happened. He doesn't know that it's something that happened 6 years ago. So please don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe, of course. And please give me a like, I love you. Hope you're reading and you're really sad, because really if you spend more time reading, you realize that you'll find very few things to be broadcasting and panicking about. I mean it. Have fun. Bye-bye.